Hello, Divine Feminine. I am super excited to be here to do my favorite reading of the week, which of course is yours. And I have a really cool deck for you guys today. I haven't used this one before, and it's just called Golden Journey. I got it online. The pictures on it looked pretty cool, the artwork on it, so hopefully you guys will enjoy it too. I hope that everyone is having a great week. I hope that you've been feeling good and balanced, and I hope that in those moments when you're feeling kind of down or things are feeling a little bit rough, that you're able to take those moments in and observe them to see why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. Perception is everything, and I'm going to be putting a video out today about that very thing, about perception, later on today. And why understanding perception is so important. Because reality is perception. And that happens in two different ways, Divine Feminine. First of all, through our present moment, how we're perceiving it, the events that are taking place around us. How we perceive it is how it is. This is a wonderful heart. I love this heart. It's the best heart I've ever seen. I hate this heart. It's the worst heart I've ever seen, and every time I'm around it, I want to vomit. Well, which one is it? It's just a heart, correct? It's the way that we perceive the heart, or whatever object or person or conversation or words or whatever. It's the way we perceive it as to how it actually shows up for us. So perception is everything. But the other way that perception is extremely important to know and understand is that it is how the material world actually forms around us. What you perceive and believe is how the world shows up for you. So right now, in your current reality, the events that are taking place have been attracted to you to show you what your current level of perception is, so that you can make and adjust accordingly. This is invaluable and important information that I hope you guys take to heart, because it really will aid you in your journey and with your twin flame. What is your current situation, Divine Feminine? All right, so you have Knight of Wands in reverse. So with this card showing up for your current situation, it looks like you're dealing with some chaos. Maybe too many choices, too many, like you have a lot of how do I put this gently? Like there's a lot of sexual energy going on right now within you. There's this impulsivity, this super strong desire and need within you to be fulfilled somehow with the experience of another person. This could be directed toward your twin flame. Most likely it is, but it could also be directed toward maybe a soulmate or someone that you have an interest in, if you've kind of gotten to a place where in your journey where you've let the twin flame go and have decided to kind of move on from that, which is a good thing. If you do decide to do that, then it's the right thing for you to do. But there's definitely this like primal energy within you with this card coming up in reverse, where like you just feel that there's this need within you that needs to be met somehow. And what it is I think it's seeking out intimacy, seeking out a connection, really, really wanting something with another person to kind of fit and gel in a way that makes sense to you. So what are the challenges that you are facing right now? All right, there is a pretty big challenge that you're facing here with this card, which is a lack mentality. And this crossing over this card is an interesting combination because with you having like a strong feeling of like that there's some sort of desire towards someone that is unfulfilled. And then on top of it, your challenge is that you have a poverty or a lack mindset. You're dealing with certain ideas and perspectives that are actually bringing circumstances into your world that are not ideal and not what you're truly seeking to experience. Again, and it's interesting that this is coming up after I just talked about perception and how perception is what we use to create, right? Perception is not the only thing. Our imagination is the greatest tool that we have. Um, but we sometimes use our imagination without realizing that we're using it, especially if we get stuck in like future thinking or, thinking about the past, which is kind of where the mind has a tendency to go one direction or the other. Um, we can sometimes think about things in scenarios that we don't want, or we could think of things in like, I wish I could have this, but have this underlying feeling like, yeah, but that can't happen, or that'll never happen, or I don't really deserve for that to happen, or, I just don't see that working out. And because we believe that, that's probably how it's going to show up for us because we don't understand these natural laws of how things in creation work and how much power we actually do have. So, what I see right now is that Source is urging you and pushing you into the direction of going within and learning your relationship as a soul, as the source of energy, creative energy, into the world of matter. This, the universe wants you to wake up. It wants you to be a conscious creator. And so lack mentality is just going to beget more lack. Like attracts like. If you want abundance, then you have to recognize that abundance is already available to you. Ignore the current circumstances because they're just a current manifestation of past energy. And instead use your imagination to create what you want. And just know that it'll come to you in time. Stay focused. And with that, our next card is, what do you need to be focused on? Staying away from people and energies that don't serve you well. The 5 people that you keep closest to you, whether it's in your everyday life or even the people that you have a tendency to listen to the most on social media, are going to have the largest impact on who you are and how you think. Because we're always taking in information. We're like little sponges and we're always absorbing it. And sometimes we think like, oh, it doesn't matter if I listen to this or if I hang out with this person, even though I don't really like the way they do things or agree with how they do things. Well, it actually does matter because these things, these energies that we subject ourselves to, have a powerful impact on how we think and feel and our moods. And all of those things go into our creative energy that we're putting out into the field around us, and then that turns into experiences in our current situation. So paying attention to who you spend time with and the sources of information that you choose to allow in. If you start to notice that something just doesn't seem like it's in alignment with you, it's important to pay attention to it because that means that it isn't in alignment with you. Your soul knows the trajectory that you need to go in. So bring the mind and body into alignment with that. Pay attention to the intuitions. And if something seems out of alignment, it's because it is. So look at it and then, use your discernment to be able to decide, should I keep this around or should I let it go? What is it that you are leaving behind, Divine Feminine? I think you are already kind of getting everything that I'm talking about. That's what I think. That's what this is showing me. You actually kind of get all of this. Like, this isn't, maybe I wouldn't say it's old hat. Like, it's still like being revealed to you. It's still a process that you're undergoing to really get that depth of understanding. However, I think you kind of get a lot of it. And so you actually are letting go of people and things that have a tendency to manipulate your energy in directions that you don't really truly want to go. You're starting to let that kind of stuff go. You're already in the process of purging what doesn't serve you well. And you are going to start seeing the fruits of your labor. This is not always an easy thing to do. Letting go of things that we have attachments to is not always a simple and easy, process to take. So good on you, Divine Feminine, for making this your goal. When we are focused outside of ourselves on our twin flame and just getting our twin flame back, like, forcing things to happen, it's not just our twin flame, forcing anything to happen, out of fear and lack mentality. It's not going to help us to achieve what we want. We have to get into the flow, which is trust and faith that all things can and will be given to you when you ask with faith, with that knowing that it already is. So yeah, that's pretty powerful stuff, Divine Feminine. I am impressed. I'm impressed with what the cards are showing me as to where you're at right now. This is good, good stuff, Divine Feminine. What are your strengths? What are the strengths that you are experiencing and can use toward manifesting your goals? The things that you already are gifted with just kind of naturally. Well, you are a hardworking, patient, and reliable person. You're loyal, you're kind, you have a way about you that's just graceful. And not everyone is always going to see you that way, but your intention, which intention is everything because intention is behind the perception, right? And intention is a really big deal. Your intentions come from a place of goodness. You have an empathetic way about you that is very noticeable to those around you, and especially those that are paying attention, and to your divine masculine. That is something that stands out about you, which is a source of attraction toward you. People want to be around you. They want to be around your energy. They feel good around you. They feel more balanced when they're around you. And part of that is because you have a tendency to direct some of this stuff out. You've been through a lot of stuff, so you're able to help other people, and have a lot of empathy and give them that understanding, lending an ear and guidance. But I think you're supposed to kind of turn and direct some of that back toward yourself, maybe, Divine Feminine. Don't give it out. I wouldn't say stop giving it out. I'm just saying don't give it out to others in order to distract yourself from your own issues. Because empaths can do that sometimes. Instead, give as you have been, but also turn around and direct those same advices and teachings and understandings that you're so easily able to give to others because you can see their value back toward yourself so that you can see your own value and your own worth as well. All right. Near future, what is going on in your near future. Now, this is the part that is going to connect you to the future. So this is like the bridge, okay, over into, these next cards that are kind of like what you can expect. And this one just jumped out. So interesting. Wishes fulfilled, Divine Feminine. You have the Lovers. This flew out of the deck onto the floor. And so I would say that deep longing that you have, when you flip it from lack, this sort of belief that either you don't deserve it or it can't happen or it won't happen, if you just kind of let go of that lack mentality and then just sit in this place of I'm already in abundance. Everything already is as it should be. I just need to allow it and enjoy it and be grateful for it. That's exactly when this is going to come into your existence, because you're going to be in vibrational alignment with it. That is really Really cool. That could be, with a soulmate. It could be with your twin flame, either or, especially in the early parts of our journey when we are awakened by our twin, we think that this has to be our twin. But when we start to recognize like the way that the twin plays this catalyst in our life, and then we start to go through this awakening process, we start to realize that it's not so much about the package that it's in. It's about the experience that the universe is trying to gift to you. And so you let go and you trust the universe to bring it into you. And you allow the universe to bring that into your existence. See how this is like a person that is like, this is a person, but this right here is like coming up, springing up from the earth, right? This is like a gifted experience from the material world around you. And when you just allow that to happen, you put that vibrational like energy out there, the universe is going to give that to you. If you question and doubt the universe, then you're sending questions and doubts out into the universe, and the universe is going to give you more of that. It's a trusting and a knowing that the universe, God, Source, knows the intimate workings of your heart. Therefore, Source knows the intimate workings of every heart on this planet, every man, woman, and child. Of course, Source knows the one that is meant to be with you in this realm, the one that's going to bring you that bliss, that joy, that perfection. So just trust that and allow that to come into your world, into your universe, okay? Don't get stuck in what I call traps, okay? If you believe like, no, I can't have this, or I can only have it if it's this way, then that's putting a lack of trust, lack mentality back out into the universe. And you're just going to get more of that. Advice, okay? This is advice for you, Divine Feminine. Death in reverse. Do not get stuck in false hopes, lack mentality. Don't believe that you're stuck, or you will be stuck. We're only bound by what we believe ourselves to be bound by, and we're only bound until we suddenly realize that we have the ability and the freedom to unbind ourselves whenever we want. So don't allow yourself to get stuck in old patterns of lack mentality. You're not truly stuck, okay? You're not. You can escape whatever prison you feel you're trapped in your mind as soon as you realize that everything is just an illusion, because everything can be changed. In the Matrix, when Neo is visiting the Oracle, and he sees this little boy that's bending a spoon back and forth with his mind, he looks at the little boy and he's like, how did you do that? And the little boy is like, it's easy. You just have to realize that there is no spoon. Creation is just a mirror. What you believe and perceive manifests. There is no spoon because the spoon exists within the boy, so the spoon will do what the boy wants it to do because the boy understands the power of belief. It's not an easy place to get to. It's easier said than done. I get it. I'm right there with you guys. I'm still learning how to manifest with these new laws and principles. And old mentalities, ego, it takes time to shed all of those layers, because sometimes we don't even recognize that those layers are there. And that's okay. Whatever amount of time it takes is whatever amount of time it takes. There's no reason to be worried or fearful of that. You just allow it. Okay? Just allow it. Where you're at right now is amazing and beautiful. If you stop and pay attention, everything is amazing and beautiful. I remember one day sitting out at the lake looking out, and I was just miserable that day. I was so mad. All things were falling apart with my twin, and I was just angry at the whole world. I was mad at God. I was just pissed off. I'm looking out. all angrily crying in my car, and suddenly realized it's a beautiful fucking day. The sun is up, the birds are chirping, there's people out on the lake playing on their jet skis and their rafts. The slight breeze is here, it's green. I was surrounded in abundance, but I was absolutely fucking miserable because of the perception I was choosing to focus on at the moment, which wasn't even a real thing. It was just something my mind was making up, causing me to not enjoy the beauty of the moment that I was in. So don't fall into that trap, okay? I love you guys. Environment, divine feminine, environment. You are surrounded by certain energies that are old and need to be let go of. They're corrupt. They're not good for you. It could be coming from a job. It could be coming from that lack mentality that surrounds you sometimes. It could be coming from relationships, family, you know, some of the things that you have manifested into your world before you started going through this, because you just didn't know how things work. None of us did, right? Like, we just came here and they don't teach you all this kind of stuff. And so we were just creating ignorantly because we didn't know. We just didn't know that we had power to be able to create the life around us by understanding how it works. We were in this do mode instead of be. And we understand now that being comes before doing. We have to be the change we want to see. We have to be what we want to have manifest. So we have to not look at the environment that we're in, and instead, like, be grateful for the environment that we want, knowing that it's going to show up for us. Okay? So letting go of lack mentality, letting go of fear, letting go of perceptions and thoughts and ego that doesn't serve you well, and people and relationships and media and social media. Be the guardian at the gate of your mind so that you only allow in what you want to allow in. Don't let the vampire through the door, okay? Because it can't come in if you don't let it. And if it tries, or if you make a mistake and it gets through that threshold, you have everything and all the powers and the tools that you need to push that vampire right back out the fucking door, okay? So don't ever underestimate the power and the truth and the light of who you are, divine feminine. And I say that with absolute conviction. All right. Hopes and fears, divine feminine. You have hopes to let go of the things that don't serve you well. You have fears that you're not going to be able to figure out how to do that, or that you're never going to be able to actually achieve this goal. And that's okay. Okay, the fear is just the ego trying to cling on and tell you that all this new stuff that you're learning isn't going to work. It's just one last ditch effort that the ego is holding on to, because the ego needs you to survive. The ego doesn't live independently. We thought we were the ego, and that was when the ego was like in its prime. You know, it's like, yeah, I got control, I'm living the life, you know, blah blah blah, right? The ego is like of this world, but it needs you to survive. You are the light of this world. The world exists because of you. So when you recognize that you are the light, not the ego, and you let go of the false self, the false identity, the ego dies. And when the ego dies, there's nothing left but your light. You don't need the ego to survive, despite what the ego might try to make you think and believe. That's how the ego does it. It tries to make you think you need it. But you don't. You don't. It needs you. It's the other way around. Okay, so don't let fear hold you back. Your hopes are already yours. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We are trying to grow this channel. We really, really want to reach as many people as we possibly can. And it would mean a lot to us if you could help us out by taking a second to like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our videos. It really helps us with the algorithm. It helps us, grow. This is something we want to continue to keep bringing to you and to develop into a very like helpful community of conduits and messengers. And, we're all messengers of light. And we want you guys to be here to contribute your light into the world and give everyone a platform and an ability to be able to do that. Our group calls, you guys, are so cool because we have exactly those kinds of people. Like, it's not just myself and Cam and Brent that you'll learn from in these group calls. It is other people who've been on this journey for a long time, who want to help other people, and they're here helping us do it behind the scenes. There is so much valuable information that is in our group calls. We have twin flame group calls and we have spiritual group calls. And depending on the package that you get access to both. You also get access to our Conduit of the Month, which is specialized interviews where you'll get to know a little bit more about some of these people that are incredible light workers in this world. They are bringing something special in, as are you, and are here to help and guide as we would like for you to have the ability to do as well. There's something special in you, or you wouldn't be going through this experience. We are soul family. I know this. I know this from the bottom of my heart. And so if you feel compelled to do so, please go to the-conduits.com and look at our packages. We also have one-on-ones available, and we have some specials going on right now too. Coachings, personal coaching, the one-on-ones are 10% off with coaching 10 as your coupon code. And then we also have tarot summer. So we have 20% off of all of our tarot packages. So if you're looking for a personal reading, right now is a great time to do that. All right, let's get on to the last card here. Thanks for listening, you guys. Potential outcome for you. This is a great card, you guys. The Emperor. This energy here is respect, leadership, strategic planning, a father figure, right? Not necessarily, you could be a male or a female. It's the energy that it's talking about. This is like a divine masculine energy, which is very much a structured, it's so essential to the building blocks of our life. It's like a guidance, right? It creates a solid foundation for creativity to take place upon or through. So the masculine energy of this world is absolutely phenomenal, as is the feminine energy of this world. And we need both. They need each other. The masculine needs the feminine needs the masculine. Both energies exist within each and every one of us, and in all things. All things have masculine and feminine energy within them. And what I see, Divine Feminine, is you balancing out that part of you that has needed to be balanced. That is your destiny and your birthright, Divine Feminine. You are meant to bring something powerful into this world, and that foundation is being built and laid for you right now as we speak. I love that for you. Let's see here. I'm going to go with A Soul's Journey Oracle deck for you guys today. And let's see what the cards have for you as far as a message is concerned with you and your Divine Masculine. Again, one more time, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out and it means a lot. And we're super grateful to all of you guys for the support, the comments, the advice. If you guys have advice on things that we could do, we want to hear it. If you guys have, questions, if you have different perspectives on your journey, we want to hear it. This is how we help each other and teach each other. I've learned so much from students within the community, and your opinions and your perspectives and your experiences and your journey and the way it's revealed to you really, really matters to me. All right, let's see. The card that came up for you, and I'm interested to see what this has to say, is regret. So I don't know if some of you are living with certain types of regrets, but let's look at this and see what it has to say about it. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. The soul doesn't know time. Time is a construct of the physical dimension. To your soul, there is only one big now. Think of the past as the now that has already been created, and the future as the now that has yet to be created. You don't have the power to uncreate the past, so let that go. So important, you guys. The power of creation lies in your awareness of the present. Oh my gosh. I love this card for this reading. It never ceases to amaze me how these oracle cards just, it shouldn't be like this big wow moment for me anymore, because I see it all the time and I understand why it happens, because Source, there's no such thing as coincidence or chance, okay? Source knows what it's doing, and its hand is in all things. God knows what it's doing, okay? And so these tarot readings are, you know, this channeled conduit of information that is coming to all of you. And those of you who see it in the moment, that's the message you're meant to hear. And every single time, the oracle card always fits so beautifully with the reading itself. And we've been talking about this. You know, I started out talking about, gosh, I get emotional sometimes, because it'll never cease to amaze me, the beauty and the way that the world and the universe is orchestrated so perfectly for us. And when I see evidence of it in situations like this, it just makes me emotional. We started out talking about perception, and then we talked about lack mentalities and creation and letting things go and being in the present moment so that you can, you know, create now and not worrying about what's showing up right now, because that's just something from the past that's manifesting now in the physical world, but you have the ability to change it for your future moments by tuning in and allowing your imagination and that knowing of that what you want will manifest. I mean, you're here right now and you're creating, and you're a miracle. You're a freaking miracle, you guys. So like, you're surrounded by so much abundance. Be in that moment right now, and you'll get more of that and more of that and more of that in the future. And don't worry about the past. Don't worry about it. Don't create more of the past in your future by worrying about the past in your present. I'm going to say that one more time. Don't create more of your past in your future by worrying about your past in the present. You have to let go of that. Find those things that you're grateful for now. Give your attention to that. It's your greatest currency. All right, I'm going to finish reading this. Think of the past as the now that has already been created, and the future as the now that has yet to be created. You don't have the power to uncreate the past, so let that go. Your power of creation lies in your awareness of the present. You have the power to not only create your future, but also create acceptance of your past. You should realize that you are the total summation of every single experience you have had. These experiences have helped shape you into the person you are today. Train yourself not to judge past events as good or bad, but as opportunities. What you have learned from the past will help enrich your future. Focusing on the past and letting it dictate the direction of your future is taking power away from yourself. You are the creator. You hold the power. Reflect upon the lessons of the past and use your current power, current conduit, okay? Currency, current right now. Current power to create your bright future. You are the light and the love of this world, Divine Feminine. I love you guys with my whole heart. I will see you guys soon. Thanks for being here.